Welcome everyone to another episode of Open Book. I am Billy Price. I am one of the two co-founders of Billy Footwear. And if this is your first time tuning into an Open Book, you are in luck. We have a great program in store. So one thing about Open Book, I love Open Book. What it is an opportunity for us as a brand, kind of share what's going on, share our background, how we came to be where we are today. But it's another amazing opportunity to share the screen with the amazing folks out there that we collaborate with, because there's so many people we collaborate with and everybody's got an awesome story. So today we are so honored. We have Colby Boulay. He is the founder of Part of the Pack program. Welcome, Colby, to Open Book.
Thanks for having me.
So I think a great place for it to start here. I'm really excited to hear I've been biting my lip because there's so many things I want to ask you about the program. Mm-hmm. But I think a great starting point would be, can you talk about and tell us about Part of the Pack program?
Yeah, sure. So it was developed as an adaptive fitness program. It started about 2 years ago. I don't have any real experience in adaptive fitness, so it kind of just fell on my lap. Nikki, who introduced us or set this up, she has a daughter named Stella, who has cerebral palsy. And so I trained Nikki. I do full-time personal training. And so I trained Nikki for a couple of years, and then she just kind of came up to me one day and asked me if I'd be open to work with Stella. And I didn't really hesitate. I said, yeah, let's give it a shot. Stella's, she's, I think 15 now. Hopefully I'm right, cause she'll kill me. But yeah, so she started, she was maybe 12 or 13. And I kind of just approached it like I would approach any other client. She's in a wheelchair, but she's super strong. She's super capable. And we trained for maybe about a year. And then Nikki kind of approached me again and said, you should really expand this into something, you kind of have a knack for it. And I said, sure. And we partnered with another nonprofit out of Swampscott, the Duran Foundation. And it kind of just took off. And I don't come from a background where, I've been exposed to a lot of people and kids with disabilities. So you don't realize the demand for it until it was kind of pushed out there. And we immediately had a bunch of inquiries, and we've grown to about 15 kids or so in the program now. And it's been incredible.
So I'm just kind of curious. Well, first off, that's awesome. I mean, that is so cool. And I love how the foundational story just came from such an organic place.
Right.
I'm curious, you say you have more than one now. Was that just through word of mouth, or were you actually going out there and recruiting?
Yeah, a little bit of both. I mean, it was kind of just, it was word of mouth. It was getting a little bit of a social media exposure. And then I went to different meetings. I attended a Special Olympics event, and I kind of approached them and said that this is what I'm thinking of doing. I only had a few parents that reached out to me and followed up, and I've been training those kids ever since. A lot of it was really organic, either social media or kind of just word of mouth. So pretty cool. Not a ton of recruiting.
Well, that's the most beautiful part about it, because obviously people are sharing word of mouth wise because they had a positive experience, and that's the part that warms my heart the most.
Right.
That's definitely has a lot to do with the success of our brand. Just folks just finding and having a positive experience, and then when you're driven like that, you're destined to share. And it's amazing how things can grow, and it really generates a community. Mm-hmm. When you're talking about you already being a personal trainer, I'm just kind of curious how, working with someone that may have neuro control over all of their limbs versus someone like perhaps myself, who I'd be considered a C5-6 quadriplegic, where I'm basically paralyzed from the chest down, don't have full arm function. Mm-hmm. I'm just kind of curious. Obviously, we all need to be working out to some degree.
Right.
Just how you approach it. Does it start with an evaluation? Do you ask kind of general questions of what you can do or what you want to do? I mean, how does that start?
Yeah, typically I always do an eval. I always do kind of an intake with every kid that comes through, get a familiarity with them. The gym that I work out of it's a powerlifting gym. So it's not necessarily what you would expect when kind of working with this population, but generally I give the kids kind of the option to kind of pick their own workout, and then we kind of build from there. So it's a lot of trial and error, obviously. We find what kids are comfortable with, what they're not comfortable with. But it's, I mean, for me, this again has not been my background. So I've been a lot of, especially at the beginning, was a lot of trial and error, just kind of figuring things out. And especially with Stella, she'd come in the gym and I just like didn't want to hurt her,
Right.
like this kind of fragile little thing. And then you quickly realize how, in particular, her case, she would take anything I would throw at her, absolutely anything and everything. She wouldn't allow herself to have limitations. And so, it was a lot of trial and error, and then eventually you get to the point where it's like, all right, we've built 10 minutes of things that we know we can do. And then it goes to 15 minutes, 30 minutes, and then build up to kind of an hour of, all right, this is our routine. Now we're going to work on this. And then, we'll work things in when we feel comfortable. But Stella approached me maybe about a month in, and she said she wanted to do American Ninja Warrior. And again, this is a weird wheelchair-bound 13-year-old girl. And I just said, let's go for it. So we started working pull-ups, started doing grip work, started doing all sorts of stuff. And she built up to being able to do 10 or 15 pull-ups, assisted. But yeah, it was pretty cool. And just randomly, my cousin happens to be an American Ninja Warrior. So she came in and helped. And it's been cool. So it's been a lot of kind of trial and error and just adapting to what the kids kind of throw at me. And every kid that I've worked with is open to trying anything. And it's just me being there to help.
Yeah. Well, I think it's also important too to show the progress.
Right.
You set that goal, and then you set the goal, and if they're able to meet that goal and then exceed that goal, and then because some of these incremental gains, it can take a long time, and when you're in it, you may not necessarily see it. But then if you're
Absolutely.
able to reflect back, that's really where it motivates and fires you up, because you've come a long way.
Yeah, absolutely.
So one thing I noticed too is, we all need to get to the gym more than we do. I mean, maybe not yourself, but I certainly do. But one thing I do know is when I do get into the gym and I do start getting in that, regiment of, consistent exercise, what I find is it's not just the strengthening. There's so many other positive byproducts that come with it. One of which, for me, it definitely helps my posture. Mm-hmm. So I'm just kind of curious, what have you kind of observed working with these kids that, yes, you're moving weights and yes, you're kind of doing like pull-ups, but what other positive, outcomes have you witnessed?
Yeah. I mean, I think the biggest part of what I've been trying to build is really kind of just the self-confidence and the body confidence. And just being able to kind of step out of their comfort zone I mean, most of the kids come in and it's their favorite part of the week. And for 95% of the population, like the gym is a huge burden. Right. And I think we take it for granted. And these kids come in and they're just so excited to be there. Last week, actually, I was one of the parents, one of the kids, I guess, had a rough week and she was kind of, I guess, had some outbursts and things like that. And so she had to think of something to take away from her as a punishment. And she took away coming to see me at the gym for the week. And so I had like mixed reactions. I was like, well, that stinks, let's get her working out. But it was also kind of a warming moment where it was like, well, I'm the prize, I guess, if you will, or I'm the thing that gets taken away. But yeah, just building, confidence, self-confidence, that all these kids have been able to build, coming into the gym at, being shy day one, and by, week 4 or 5, they're saying hi to every single person there. They just are clearly more outgoing, not nearly as sheltered, not nearly as kind of self-conscious in their bodies. And I think that's kind of the biggest part of it, making them kind of feel just comfortable and feeling like superheroes to be able to do things that everybody else around them is either also doing or trying to achieve. So it's been cool. It's a big part of it.
Well, so good. I think a great time right now. Let's pivot just a moment here and let's put up the Instagram, because I know a lot of the listeners right now are going to want to know where can I find out more. And I know you've got a big vision on where to go from here, but before I give you the mic back here, let me just, for those that are listening in, let me spell this out for you. So the Instagram handle, it's up on screen right now. It's Part of the Pack program. So it's at Part of the Pack program. Let me spell it out. PARTOFTHEPACKPROGRAM. So Colby, I was hoping you could talk a little bit more about that, because I know there's a link that's on that Instagram page that's really important.
Yeah, so that's our Instagram handle. So I control the Instagram. So if you reach out, you can talk directly to me. We also have a link if people want to donate and support the program. So a big part of kind of what I've been trying to do within the program is one thing that I've realized with a lot of these families is they don't have access to things like this, and a lot really need the support. So I don't charge any of the families, so the program's totally free. So the end goal, well, for the time being, we're paying trainers in order to really kind of keep the program going. And the end goal is to fundraise to be able to have a facility for the kids. It would hopefully be fully inclusive. So, the kids, and also kind of what I'm doing now in the gym, which is my able-bodied clients, my typical clients. And I want to be able to make sure that the program stays subsidized, so hopefully it's never a charge-based program. I want to keep it free for the kids for as long as I can.
Oh man, that's so good. So everyone else, I mean, check it out. Check out that link, and really do what you can to help. I mean, this is awesome.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
So Colby, I want to be respect your time, because I think you and I could talk for quite some time. And but I do have one more question. I mean, the big goals. I mean, obviously you want to be able to get your own gym and to be able to like expand the program. And obviously, like working with these kids, it's like it seems like it's really just been such a drive and a big just a big motivator to do more. I'm just curious, like beyond having your own gym, like big picture. I mean, have you thought even beyond that, like big goals, like out of state or out of city or something like that? What would that look like?
Yeah, I haven't thought that far ahead, but I mean, that would be a great goal. If somebody wants to come in and fund the whole thing, then I'm all for it. But I guess my big picture, and we'll see how to kind of work around it. I would like for it to be not only a gym, but kind of an opportunity, an employment opportunity for kids and young adults that need it. So, the kids that I have now, when they become of age, or whoever comes into the program, it can also be a place for them to work. So they're, assistant trainers, they're cleaning crew, their front desk staff, I want the gym to fully run around these people and these kids. And I just want to help in any way that I can. So that's my big picture, I guess, short-term, long-term goal for the time being. But yeah, I mean, I'll take it as long as it can go, as far as it can go. So.
Wow, that's beautiful. That is amazing. So everyone else, check this out. Instagram handle, once again, Part of the Pack program. Man, Colby, that's a big vision, and that's a huge value add for everyone that not only attends, but also thinking long term too. So
yeah,
Colby, I really thank you for your time today.
Awesome. I appreciate it.
So everyone else out there, this was another episode of Open Book. I hope you enjoyed it. I certainly did. We will have another one again really soon. So until then, take care.
Thanks, guys.